Beautiful night for a ball game, and George Springer doing his best Jimi Hendrix. He never ceases to amaze me, that man.
He has fun.
Yes, he does. He leads off tonight, as you might expect. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will be the DH, so you've got Cavan Biggio playing at first base. Vladdy with his 7th three-hit game of the season last night and 99th career home run, and is the subject of this conversation with Caleb and Joe. First to you, Caleb. How does a guy like him go 3 for 4 with a home run on, let's admit this, some lousy swings most of the evening?
Yeah, elite talent, elite hand-eye coordination, just elite genetics in general. But look, I've never been able to not have my timing, not have my good plate discipline, and get 3 hits. He's just otherworldly, and I think a lot of it has to do with his ability to just barrel the baseball. That's kind of a grounder to the pull side. If that's not hit 108 miles an hour, it's probably a ground out to the third baseman. Look at this at bat. I mean, he's tied up here, and you can just tell he's just not feeling it. And I don't know if he's felt it this entire season, getting that A swing off, but he finds ways to stay through the middle of the zone to just get hits. Great hitters have a knack to get hits, Joe, and it's just something to watch.
Well, I think oftentimes for hitters, of course, the swing path and your swing mechanics are critical, but I almost think sometimes your mentality and approach to hitting can be important too. This is a very aggressive type hitting team. Vladdy's a very aggressive hitter. If he gets back to that whole thinking middle of the field, opposite field, like a lot of these hitters, we talk about that all the time, but it's a mindset. Sometimes that mindset can correct your swing path and your mechanics and get you back on plane, because we see a lot of those swings. He's coming over balls, he's coming around balls, he's pulling off balls. I think the home run pitch was just up and away, and he's so darn good that he slapped at it and went out of the ballpark. I don't think it was necessarily a great swing. This team has been accused of chasing a whole lot, and they do chase a lot, but I think sometimes they got to get back to that aggressive nature as well.
You heard from Hazel May last night that he hit that home run with a Javier Baez bat. Well, he's ordered 6 from Baez to be delivered to Pittsburgh Friday night. What did John Schneider tell you about the bullpen?
It's going to be a puzzle every night, and I think based on availability, what we saw last night was Kevin Gausman goes 6 innings, and it looks like you have it mapped out, but guess what? You've got to get ready to zig and zag, because as soon as David Phelps came in, he retired a couple batters, but then he walked a couple. Well, what does that do? It forces John Schneider to the mound. You bring in Anthony Bass a little bit earlier than you wanted to, and Bass did a good job after the RBI double of retiring the hitter, but not much work. But he's done because he's had a lot of workload lately. So now, Caleb, they got to go to Trevor Richards because there are a couple lefties up there. Everything is advanced, and then you almost have to juggle as you go. Jordan Romano is forced into the 8th. Again, I don't know how long they can keep doing this. Meza not available, Jimmy Garcia not available. They got another month of baseball to play still.
Yeah, exactly right. And a lot of it's just dependent on the starter. The health of the bullpen is going to be dependent on how long that starter can go and who can pitch on multiple days rest, who is available on any given night. But when the starter goes deep, now you can work a guy in here and there if in that pocket a pitcher runs into trouble. You hear a lot of John Schneider talking about getting guys into that pocket. What does that mean? That means certain pitchers to face up against certain swing paths, and I like where they're at in terms of how they're able to match up. It's just going to be a matter of availability. Whose job is that? The starter. If the starter can go deep, they can start to mix and match availability, because I like the pieces and how they mix with the different hitters.
There is a reason why we see those shots of Schneider and Pete Walker in the dugout late in ball games. They look puzzled. It's because they're trying to figure things out on the fly.
Advanced hair loss. At least it leads to that, or so I'm told. Here's the Cubs lineup presented by Bet365. David Ross presents a bit of a different lineup tonight. You'll notice left-handed batter Zach McKinstry leads off, his first appearance in the series, and that's good news for the Blue Jays, because in the first 2 games, second baseman Nick Madrigal has led off, and he's been exceptional afield. So perhaps a plus. No disrespect, Mr. McKinstry, for the Blue Jays there. Let's send it off to the guys from SN Bets.
Thank you, Jamie. Anthony Bruno with Pat Stuthers at the SN Bets Big Board presented by Bet365. The Blue Jays swept the Red Sox. then got swept by the Angels. And Pat, the roller coaster of emotions continues tonight as the Jays look to bust out the brooms and sweep the Cubs.
Well, Anthony, never let them know your next move. The Blue Jays are minus 230 favorites to win with Mitch White on the mound. He'll look to make up for that last start against the Angels. 7 earned runs on 8 hits. Something to note, Chicago's 0-5 in their last 5 games north of the border, while the Jays 9-1 in their last 10 interleague home games against a losing team. What does that mean for bettors? Who knows? Could really be a toss-up tonight.
What a matchup in New York tonight as Jacob deGrom takes on the Dodgers. It's the best offense in baseball against arguably the best pitcher in baseball. Since making his season debut earlier this month, deGrom has been a cheat code at home, allowing just 3 runs in 17 2/3 innings while holding opponents to a 102 batting average. Get your popcorn ready because this matchup is must-see TV.
Now, the New York Yankees and Angels have a rubber match tonight, and Garrett Cole is pitching. Remember, he was almost an Angel in 2020 before signing with the Yankees. But against LA, riding a 7-game win streak with a 1.83 ERA dating back to his days with the Astros. In Anaheim, the stats get better, 3-0 with a 1.43 ERA. Last time he faced the Angels, he had 15 strikeouts and just 1 hit. And fun fact, Cole was the fastest player to reach 200 strikeouts this season.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are on a heater. They've won 5 games in a row and have scored 45 runs during this streak. Tonight they host the Phillies, who are starting lefty Bailey Falter. He's given up 6 home runs over his last 4 starts. D-backs top prospect Corbin Carroll is not in the lineup tonight, unfortunately. The 5-tool stud has already driven in 5 runs over his first 2 games in the show and could make a big impact off the bench.
Always nice to see those young guys get a jump on the league. The Blue Jays are looking for a big sweep tonight before heading out on their 10-game road trip. They'll need a strong start from both Mitch White and their big bats tonight. Jamie, back to you.
We're asking for your help supporting the young baseball players across Canada. It's the Jays Care Broadcast Auction, and so many prizes and packages are available. We'll continue to seek your help throughout the night. BlueJays.com, the place to go. We'll be back after this. Last night, 2 members of the Jays Care program and their families were presented with this surprise.
To thank you for your contributions, Rogers would like to send all of you on a Disney cruise. You're all going on a Disney cruise.
How cool is that? Rogers is helping each family set sail on the Disney Wish, the newest ship from Disney Cruise Line. They can experience onboard magic like never before with immersive kids clubs, adult exclusive spaces, imaginative dining, world-class entertainment, and an all-new attraction at sea. Sounds like fun, Danielle, doesn't it?
Oh man, a Disney cruise? I'd be losing my mind. And that's probably how I would feel if I was able to bid on the Buck Martinez fishing adventure in Key West, which right now has raised over $30,000. So if you want to go fishing, get on there. There's all kinds of things to look at. BlueJays.com/broadcast auction. If you're into uniforms, cleats, game used bats, they've got all that kind of stuff. How about a fan cave with some really unique Muskoka chairs, of course, very Canadian. And then pack your bags if you actually want to come to Toronto to see a game. Fly with WestJet. So get on the website, start looking as we send every dollar to the Blue Jays Care Foundation, of course, supporting all the programs that involve kids in marginalized groups across this country and getting them involved. I've been so lucky to be a part of some of those events, and they're sensational. If you want to take part in other ways, you can, of course, buy a bobblehead or you can buy a 50-50 ticket. It's over $400,000. You have till 9:30 with auction items, midnight for the 50-50. So get on it. And hey, Jordan Romano's favorite things is also a very cool package. I think Romano's favorite thing these days is closing out games like last night, though, Jamie.
I would think that's probably accurate. Danielle, thank you so much. Hope for a successful auction tonight. Up next on Sportsnet Now, Jacob deGrom for the Mets against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Later tonight, the Yankees finally won a game last night. Got some help from Aaron Judge, as you may have witnessed. Sportsnet 1 has tonight's game. Garrett Cole on the hill, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Look at this Bichette jersey. Isn't that something? It's up for auction as we support the Jays Care Foundation. Hope you will too. And while you're at it, please enjoy the ball game tonight. It's the Blue Jays and Cubs. Thanks for watching Blue Jays Central.